Everybody. My practical topic is ratio analysis. Why actually ratio analysis is required? Mostly for the analyzing the financial statement of the company, or it's been an effective tool. It helps us to know the strength and financial status of the company, so we can make a particular decision and how the investment can be made. Uh, uh, I have selected Bata company. This is the balance sheet, income statement, cash flow, and the analysis. These are my data which I have collected from moneycontrol.com. And this is the template which I'll be using for the ratio analysis. According to this and the data which I have been collected, um, I have calculated this. According to this format which I filled the data, it will be 2019, 18, and 17 data. By this, I have calculated the growth ratio analysis. This shows the sales growth, which has been increasing from 6.5 to 11.3. And this shows how Bata company is increasing from the previous year to the present year, so that the investment can be made easier. And it's also the positive way the there is income growth is increasing, growth of the asset is good, and also we can know that profit margin is also increasing due to the increase of sales here. Return on asset of company ROA and ROE is also increasing, so the investment on the Bata company can be made, so we will have good returns on it. Receivables turnover and inventory turnover, which you'll have a more increase in the number, so which will leads in the sharp price model. Receivable turnover is also increased from 3.2 to 3, increase from 3.2 to 37.7 due to the sales growth of the company. Fixed assets is also increasing. This all shows us the investment made. We can easily make investment in the Bata company, and we'll have good returns on it. Coming to the article, I have selected from Economic Times is financial ratio helps, how it helps in the banking sector. Over here, financial ratio is very essential to the banking sector, so that the analysis can be made by a bank to know the performance, and also make the investors easy to invest in that company, and within the some marketing sector also.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Shabdi, nice. Now over to others for the questions. Yeah, students, you can. Okay, proceed.
Good evening, sir, and good evening, my fellow Jayantians. My topic is efficient market hypothesis. So the purpose is the efficient market hypothesis or theory states that the share prices reflect all the information, and therefore the stocks are traded in the stock market or the stock exchanges at their fair market value, and it helps to identify a low-cost portfolio which will benefit the investor. So there are mainly three forms for efficient market hypothesis, that is weak form, semi-strong form, and strong form. In a weak form, it is assumed that the prices of securities reflect all the public information, and it may not reflect new informations. The semi-strong form assumes that the prices adjust quickly to the new public information when it becomes available. And strong form, it is assumed that all the information will reflect the prices of the stocks, that is whether it is public, private, historical, new, current, etc. So this is the data that I have collected from BSE India website. I have chosen 4 companies, that is JSW Steel, Wipro, Reliance, and Tata Motors. I have collected the daily returns of these companies for a period of 31 days, starting from 1st January 2019 to 12 February 2019. So moving on to the calculation part. So this is the template that I have chosen for calculating the efficient market hypothesis. First of all, I have copy pasted these data, the daily returns of the 4 companies, and then the daily average returns are automatically calculated. In the next step, I have calculated the expected return and standard deviation. So expected returns is based on the average of the daily returns of the for the chosen period, and standard deviation, it measures the risk, and it is calculated on the basis of the average returns by using the standard deviation function. So this is the vector units, and this is a transpose matrix which is drawn using the two inputs, that is expected return and weights. Here four scalar values are defined, that is A, B, C, and D. Then here you can see that portfolio return is calculated, and here the portfolio return is 2.3%, and the portfolio risk is calculated to be 0.20%. These are the different weights which are allocated to each stocks of the companies, and this is the final output that we are getting in this hypothesis. So moving on to the decision parts, so the portfolio return is 2.3% and portfolio risk is 0.20%. The amount of money that is intended to invest is 2 lakhs. And so the conclusion is, as per the efficient market hypothesis, Wipro is having a strong position, a long position, which means a strong firm. And JSW Steel, Tata Motors and Reliance are showing a short position, which means that it is having weak form. So the decision criteria is, if the stocks are having a long position, the investor should buy the stocks. And if it's having a short position, the investor should sell the stocks. And the decision that I have taken is, the investor can purchase or hold the shares of Wipro, and he may sell the shares of JSW Steel, Tata Motors and Reliance. And when the price comes down in the future, he may repurchase them. And moving on to the news. So this is the news that I have taken from the Economic Times, and it was published on January 10, 2021. The news is like Bitcoin's wild beacons turn efficient market theory inside out. So the summary of this news is like, it says that the weekend trend of Bitcoin is completely contradicting with the efficient market hypothesis. And it is said that during January 2nd and 3rd of this year, Wall Street was not doing well, and the stocks and different assets were performing really bad. And at that time, Bitcoin had an unexpected surge. Actually, it had rose to 14% on January 2nd and another 10% on January 3rd. So the efficient market hypothesis theory states that the share price reflects all information and stocks are traded at the fair market value on the stock exchanges. But this is not true in this particular case, because if it was true, all the stocks, including the Bitcoins in the particular stock exchange, including the Bitcoins, should have shown a particular or similar pattern of change or change. So here, when the stock exchanges itself is not performing well, Bitcoins are rising up. So it is actually contradicting the EMH theory. That's it, sir.
Okay, ma, very good.
Thank you.
Can
Sir.
show the output and decision. Nicely presented the output. You can, all the students, you can see she has nicely presented the decision also. That's what we expect. You can
Thank
see
you.
the long position and short position, and we can buy the stock when we can sell the stock. Okay, nicely presented about the output and decision. So
Thank you, sir.
another, okay, ma, good. My question is, in your portfolio, Wipro is having profitability and others are not running successfully.
Yes, sir.
So whether this portfolio can be maintained or we can change that one.
So actually we should change, sir, because it is, as we can see, this is not diversified portfolio, because the expected returns are lesser than the standard deviation. So it is more risky. So we should change the portfolio. Sir.
Yes, good. We have to go for diversified portfolio with different securities.
Yes,
That
sir,
is
yes.
the main conclusion. Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now over to others. You can ask question to Sneha.
Sir, one doubt.
Yes, ma. Who is asking?
Sir,
Nitya?
this is Andrita, ma'am. Andrita.
Rita. Okay, ma.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So she explained about 3 types of like strong, semi-strong, and weak. So can we buy semi-strong? That is
Yes.
semi-strong stocks.
You are asking whether we can buy semi-strong or we can sell the semi-strong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, Nega, your answer.
So in semi-strong, it is said that both the technical as well as the fundamental analysis won't work.
Hmm.
So I think the investor should wait for the market change.
Good. We can hold the stock. Instead
Okay.
of buying and selling, we can hold the stock. Nice question also. Good. This is what we are expecting. And another thing, she also mentioned about the Bitcoin. How nicely the Bitcoin is linked with that one. Of course, in case of India, we are not doing, but few of you are going to work. Georgian is going to work, I think. Georgian, you are going to join in PwC. What happened? Then
Yes, sir.
Sam, yes, good. For Sam, he is also going to work. For these students, it will be very helpful because even though in case of India, we are not concerned with Bitcoins, but when you are going for back-end office work in financial term with other countries, you must know all those things. Very good news. Okay, good.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question?
Sir,
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, Nitya.
Yes, sir. So if I'm an investor who's interested in intraday trading,
Hmm.
can I buy shares of Wipro because it's in long position?
Intraday, this is not applicable.
But short
Intraday, we
position,
are having, for intraday, I already told IRC. This won't work in case of intraday. This is used for the other purpose. Okay. Intraday, we are having a separate analysis. You must know that one.
sir, but short position is for intraday, no, sir?
Yes, short position we can use, but if you are going for IRC, it is very clear. We will go through the exactly the correlation in case of IRC relationship instead of using the market efficiency theory. Short position we can see, but anyhow, now we are having advanced analytics. Now I think in case of another analytics, yesterday I have gone through for the intraday, we are having the another analytics based upon the simultaneous equation method. They created a nice platform among that one. I think that on our Carvey Financial Solutions, they created one concept. If possible, we will discuss that one on one day. Okay, Nitya, your question is correct. Good. Okay, any other discussion? Even now I am seeing discussions are very poor. Okay, thank you, Sneha. Now we'll move on to Spandana. Spandana, you are there? Spandana? What? No, she is not there. Subhashri,
Yes, sir.
you can start now.
Okay. Can you see my screen,
Yes,
sir?
yes.
Good afternoon, respected sir and my dear friends. Myself, Subhashri, and I'm going to present on the topic net present value. The purpose of NPV is to find the difference between the present value of cash inflows and present value of cash outflows over a period of time. It is used in capital budgeting and investment planning to analyze the profitability of a projected investment or project. So I have taken Asian Paints share price. I have taken 5 years data, and I have taken a year open price, high price, low price, and close price and spread close open. And this is the template given. And discount rate I have taken as 4.25%. That's the bank rate. And initial investment is that my opening price, that is 883. I've rounded up. And here also the cash flows, I have taken the spread close open, this one. And I got my NPV calculation, that is 691, which is positive. And now when I I have taken here also for calculation of IRR, I have taken outflow and inflow for the 5 years. Outflow is negative because cash is going out, and it's for the year 0. And for 5 years inflow I've taken, and I have taken IRR calculation. I put this formula, and I got my answer like 0.20, so 21%, which is greater than the cost of capital. Cost of capital was 4.25. So I can, so my decision is that I can accept that investment, and NPV is positive. So yeah. So about talking about NPV also, I will say that it stands for net present value, and it is the present value of cash inflows and the present value of outflow for a period of time. Basically the difference between NPV and IRR is that it results, NPV is dollar value the project will produce, while IRR generates the percentage return that the project is expected to create. And the most important disadvantages of using an NPV analysis is that it makes assumptions about future events that may not be reliable. The news I have taken, yeah. So the news is from this: why internal rate of return should be seen to excess performance. So in this news, they have talked about why IRR is more useful when we do the investment, and to find it SIP calculation. In this news, they have also mentioned the difference between IRR and yield. So it talks that yield is that rate of return what the project gets from time A to B, but IRR is useful when we take the analyzed rate of, and in a real estate for 10 years, if we have invested in something like SIP or something, then how much return we will get. It's a good way of, better way of getting the returns, and we can better way of choosing whether it is beneficial or not. So yeah.
Okay, ma, good. Okay, especially you have done the nice job, but you are compared with first time you mentioned that it is used for capital budgeting, but here we are using for stock market. Whether it stands good in stock market. You have calculated for Asian Paints. Normally, this NPV method is used in capital budgeting. I hope you have studied in corporate finance. But why you have used in case of Asian Paints?
So, if I say, sir, if you tell me why I'm using IRR, IRR is much better than the yield or the rate of return what we usually. It's more sophisticated and more good calculation, and it gives more appropriate answer to us. So that is why I've taken IRR, and it is most widely used also, sir. And yeah.
Why? But it ignores some of the things. Say, for example, the tax, then even this type of abnormal losses, these are all the things will not be included. Anyhow, in your report, since you have mentioned Asian Paints, it is having the good profit, so it is definitely more than that of the expected. So that is why NPV is also high. And another thing, IRR is far better than the cost of capital, that is required rate of return, that is minimum rate of return. That is the reason, okay? Another thing, now, instead of using for the fixed assets, these people are using for the stock purpose. That is why I given the stock example. Usually in those days, olden days, when I was studying, my professor used to tell that nobody should use the capital budgeting technique to find out the returns on share prices. In those days, it was like that, because in those days, the share price is considered as a short-term investment, and it not comes under the capital budgeting. But now it is not like that. Most of them are buying the shares only for the purpose of resale and gain profit. That is the main reason why we are buying the shares. In those days, shares are purchased only for getting the dividend and that income. That is the income from the shares. That is the main reason. But now it has been changed. Anywhere, whoever the person is buying a share, they are going to resale. That is the That is why, according to the trend, Now these techniques are used in share market also. Okay, good. Yes, now over to others. Any questions?
Yes, sir. I have a
Yes,
question.
Jisman. Good, Jisman.
Subhasri, what is the difference between return on investment and internal rate of return?
Return on investment.
Yes, you can start.
Okay, sir. Good morning, everyone. Today, I am going to present the topic of portfolio risk and return analysis. The main purpose of this topic is that the risk along with the return is a major consideration in a capital budgeting decisions. The firm must compare the expected return from a given investment with the risk associated with it. The higher level of the return are required to compensate for an increased level of the risk, and the correlation among asset risk becomes more important to determine the portfolio risk. This is the main purpose. And let us understand about why what portfolio risk and return is. Uh, uh, Talking about this, each portfolio has risk return and its own characteristics. A portfolio comprising of security that yield maximum return for a given level of risk and maximum risk, and the return is termed as a efficient portfolio. And coming to the data, I have taken Apple, Citigroup, and Generic Electric and ExxonMobil. I have taken this data and for this consideration. And coming to the calculations, I used this template for the calculations.
Shukrut, one second, wait. You are
Yes, sir.
taken from Indian thing or from New York Stock Exchange? Because you are
Sir?
taken Apple, Citigroup, General Electric, and Exxon Mobil.
Hello.
You are taken from BSC all this data or from New York Stock Exchange? Okay, you can proceed first. Shukrut, you can proceed. What happened?
Visible, sir?
Yes. Hmm.
And these are all the calculation part. First, I have already downloaded the stock pricing data, and first I have to do average return through this data. And after all, the second step, we have to find the expected return and standard deviation. Through using the standard deviation, we will get the weights, and then these are all the remaining calculations. And at the end, we have to find the effective portfolio of the given return through using that weight, and we used to use formula. And the money, this amount of the money I have taken 1,50,000 for the calculation of efficient portfolio. And coming to that output and decisions, the portfolio return I have got is 3%, and the portfolio risk is 0.23%. And through the calculations, I have got this type of forms. Apple has a long firm and it is a strong firm, and likewise Citigroup and General Electric and ExxonMobil goes on. And coming to the conclusion part, Apple and ExxonMobil having a strong position, and Citigroup and General Electric having a short position. And coming to the article, and I have got it from the Economic Times. Make it a point as a track. Mutual fund is not just a performance. Through assessment of the constituents, mutual fund schemes portfolio is an important gagging as a past performance. As a Securities and Exchange Board of SEBI has re-rated through its latest move, modify the riskometer, and these are all the data. That's all, sir.
Okay, Shukrut, but main problem is you can go to the input data or keep it this one. Whether you have gather the data from New York Stock Exchange or from Bombay Stock Exchange.
Sir, New York Stock Exchange.
It is my why, how it is possible 2010 data? I think very old data you have taken.
Yes, sir.
I think you have used this data available in the same template. You have not changed that one. It seems like that because I verified it is 1.7% return. It is taken from the same template. You have not calculated anything. It seems like that. I am not sure about that one. Okay, students, now you can ask question to Shukrut.
Variance, and the purpose of calculation is variance is a measurement of degree of risk in an investment. Risk here reflects the chance that an investment's actual return or its gain or loss over a specific period, whether it's higher or lower than expected. And I have gathered the data from BSc of Adani Enterprises for 1 year starting from January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019. And this is the analysis part. And here we are getting a daily volatility rate of 3.1%. And coming to decision, the maximum return here for 1 year we are getting is 7.7%, which is higher than the daily volatility price of 3.1%. And hence we can come to a conclusion that it is possible to take a decision and we can invest in Adani Enterprises, but there is risk involved in it. And coming to the news, I got the news that traders take a long straddle to profit from volatility spike. Due to the second wave, the stock market is not performing well, and the traders have come to a conclusion that they can purchase on a Nifty call or a put option.
Okay.
That's all, sir.
Very quick and smart. So your decision is risk neutrality calculation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is based upon the daily volatility.
Yes, sir,
Already
daily
Nitya
volatility.
asked one question. In case of intraday, how we can use this type of variance, intraday fluctuations? And here you have used for more than one, I think
1
6
year,
months.
sir.
Yes,
1 year, sir.
1 year.
Yes, sir.
Whether we can use the same thing for the intraday, that is every 2 minutes or 5 minutes interval.
Yes, sir. We can use it, sir.
What is the advantage of using in intraday?
Sir, we'll come to know whether we can invest in the for a short period of time or not, sir. Whether risk is if we invest also, whether what is the percentage of risk involved in it if we invest in it.
Okay, that is why now we are having this type of thing in the high frequency financing. And remember that in case of future, you must know this concept, high frequency financing. In case of, okay, Sami, can you start?
Okay.
Yes.
Respected sir, good evening to one and all present here. So I'm going to take the interest rate calculation. So the purpose of this calculation is the interest rate calculation allows to find effective interest rate, which is the real return on a saving account or any interest paying investment when the efforts of compounding over time are taken into account. It reveals the real percentage rate paid in interest and hence to compare various offers offered by banks to determine the payments. So as per the new RBI mandate, interest on savings account is calculated on the daily basis based on our closing amount. So the interest accumulated will be credited to our account on half yearly basis or quarterly basis, depending on the savings account type and the as per the bank rules. So just a second. Okay. So savings account is one of the most essential investment. There are numerous banks in the country which provides attractive interest rates on savings account. The interest rate is calculated on daily basis and it is credited in a periodic manner. Almost all banks in India provide within a interest rate in between 4% to 7.1%. So here are some banks that the interest rate providing different banks on the investment and savings account. So the SBI is providing at a 2.75%, and ICICI Bank is providing 3.50, and SDFC is the same 3.50. Indian Bank is providing 3.75%, Axis Bank 4.25, and Canara Bank 5.85, and S Bank is providing the maximum 6.25% as per my findings, sir.
Okay.
So how these interest rate affect the banks? So the interest rate and the bank profitability are connected. They are connected to each other. So just a second. So the interest rate and these bank profitability are connected to each other. With banks beneficially from higher interest rates, the interest rates are higher, bank makes more money. By taking advantage of the difference between these interest banks pay to customers and the interest the bank can earn by investing. Here for an example of an investment with this stated rate of interest 5.50, that is Canara Bank. So we will calculate the stated rate of interest 6%, the number of compounding periods as per 2. So the equation will be like 1 plus I by n raised to n minus 1. Here the I stands for stated interest rate and the n stands for number of compounding period. So we will get an numeric value like 5.58%. So here we are calculating the stated, we are taking the stated rate of interest 6%. For annually, we are calculating the compounding periods per year 1. So the effective interest rate will come like 6%. And for half yearly, the number of compounding period will change to 2. And we will solve the equation by 1 plus 1 by n raised to n minus 1. The effective interest rate will come near to 1.14%. And like that only for quarterly, we are just changing the number 2 to 4. So the effective interest rate will come to 6.19%. So finally for daily, the number of compounding period per year, that n, we will take as 365 days. So the effective interest rate will come near to 6.24%. So the conclusion here, the actual bank rate is 6.05%. The bank rate is only 6.5%, and the actual bank rate is 6.24%. So we can conclude that the calculated effective interest rate is higher than the stated bank rate when compounded for daily, and here hence compounding for daily will yield highest returns of the given bank rate. Thank you, sir.
Then what about the news?
Sir, news.
You
Yes,
are
sir,
not
sir.
seen in Economic Times.
No, sir, because why these banks provide such a different interest rate, sir? So I will come to a conclusion like it is very important to know that the various interest rates offered by different banks because they influence the cost of borrowings as well as the return on savings and investment.
Okay. So why the effective interest rate is higher than that of the interest
Because we
rate
are
mentioned?
calculating it compounding, sir, for compounding for daily basis. That's why the rates are fluctuating, sir.
Okay, in case of India, how many days they are compounding?
How
in
many?
any banks? How many days or months?
Sir, 365 days, daily basis, sir.
365.
Yes, sir.
What about how many times they are mentioning the interest in your account? If say for example, if you are
No,
having
periodically only once, sir, annually, sir.
Annually.
Annually, yeah.
So in your passbook, you are seeing the interest only once in a year.
Yes, sir.
Odd, Sam. You can check.
Okay,
In
sir, I
case
will
of
check it.
India, 4
Quarterly, sir.
times, quarter.
Yeah,
yes.
quarterly, sir. Thanks, sir.
Quarterly. In case of India, it is quarterly. Okay. But you are correct in case of 2 other countries, especially if you are in France, it is for annual return only. Even in Germany. But in case of India, it is not like that. Okay, Sam. Now over to others. You can ask questions to Sam. Yes. Come on, why? What happened? What, Sam? You threatened everyone now. Nobody is asking.
No, sir. Almost
Even your
totally,
friend Nivian Hussein is not asking. Hussein is silent. He is sleeping and watching. What, Hussein?